Hi, I'm back. I'm Jill with Copycat Crafts by Jill, and I'm ready for our next project. Before I get into what I have here, I'd like to show you what papers I'm going to be using, and they are beautiful. This kit is actually from Line Dot Arrow. I'm sure a lot of you have seen her channel or her videos. If not, go check her out. Line Dot Arrow. Love her channel. This particular kit is called Red Velvet. Um, Try to see if you can see that. I'm not sure because my own camera's in my own face. But it's, again, Line Dot Arrow. The kit is called Red Velvet, and I will show you why in a minute. And it just comes with, it's huge. It is huge. I think it even, on one of these things, yeah, huge kit. No lie. It is huge. From big stuff to this tiny little thing. Look at how cute. Oh my. Oh my. Anyway, I spent all afternoon. After I printed, I cut it all out. You get, obviously, ephemera all over the place. You get pockets. Even a tiny pocket. Envelope. I didn't even print absolutely everything. I felt bad for my printer, so I quit. I quit printing so that I could just catch up on the cutting, really. It was the cutting. You get these things. I haven't even totally cut these things out yet. It's a lot. There's a lot. You won't be sorry with this one. But let me show you how beautiful these papers are, and I hope you can kind of really get a feel for how pretty these are. I did not double print. I didn't because of the project. I didn't feel I needed to. If I do need to, I certainly will print out more. But look at some of these. I just think they're so pretty. I work so often with, this one looks upside down to me. Oh, this one I made a mistake, and I ended up cutting it short. So there's a double one of this one somewhere in here. I just think these are so pretty, and I'm so used to doing just tans and grungy that when I went to Line Dot Arrow and I seen all her beautiful florals of all different kinds, all floral. Well, she doesn't only have florals, I'm just saying. And this one really spoke to me, probably because it's a mix of flowers and birds, and it's very in a way feminine, and yet it's still in the color palette that that I enjoy so much. So and again, I have a lot more to print out. I did not print out as all of it yet. I just wanted to print as much as I felt I could cut out. So that's what I did. And then I have this, and the reason I pulled this out is this is kind of my, it's just for me to keep and go back and so I can remember how to do it. So this is the one or two we'll be doing. This one is from one of these. It's actually this one. And it's a whole one like this that's folded like that. And that is why it's the same. It is the same. We're going to need an extra one because I'm going to add on to the back of this one. So this is actually what it would look like. This is what I picked to be the front. And it opens like that. So there's 4 pages, this is the actual file folder. Right there. Right here. So that's easy. We're going to do that. And how I do it, it may not be crafter approved, but it's how I do it. I find center on the bottom. Then I measure from center, kind of like maybe an eighth each way, or whatever your measurement is. I wanted, I actually forgot now how much I wanted. So I have this ruler which helps me to measure center because it has a 0 and it has all these lines. It's Tim Holtz. And what I kind of wanted, it's a 1/2 inch spine. And then I put a second line because I want, that's where I'm going to score, in between those little lines. I wanted my spine to be a 1/2 inch. You can have your spine as thin or as wide as you want it. Mine's a 1/2 inch. That's what this one is, a 1/2 inch. And so that's what I'm going to score. So I don't want to confuse you with adding on to the back. I just want to get this one done. And as you see, I stamp with a background stamp. And it doesn't have to be neat or fancy or anything special. That's just to look nice when you do glue your paper down, and whatever peeks out looks pretty. I printed these with a border because that's the only way I know how to print. If you can print without a border, please do that. I wish I could do that. I don't know how to do that. Everything I print has a border and I have to trim it off. So I probably lose, I really don't know, somewhere between 1/4 and a 1/2 inch probably. But it is what it is. That's how it's always been for me. So I'm not gonna keep complaining about it. All right, let's get this started. Gonna get out my big scoreboard and I hope I don't make too much noise. I'm gonna look for my, okay, because it is double, it is a little, it's not that it's hard, but it, you know, you got to apply some pressure. And it was actually Julie from Camellia Craft Designs who does this one. So I wanted to give her a shout out. Julie, I'm still using your design. And she scores it from both sides. So that's what I did. That's what we're going to do. All right. So I'm going to kind of score between these two lines. When you get to the end, don't push quite as hard because you're only going through one down here. Up here, though, I'm pushing pretty hard. Oh, don't do that. Thank goodness for paper. Thank goodness. Thank goodness for that beautiful paper. Cover that right up, we hope. Okay, and again, score. And score. All right, we're going to spin it around and we're going to try to score on about the same line. All right, let me just line this one up. Doesn't matter what number or tick. Whoa, went off again. It's really difficult because I'm pushing very hard, trying not to go off, and I don't know why I'm going off right here. What is going on? Okay, now let's try and just bend it a little. I just want to get it bent a little, nothing, because now we're going to cut off, well, I'm going to erase that, but we're going to cut off a sliver, but not here, not on the spine. So this is very risky of me. Let me move my thing, because scissors are not my friend. So, but really, you just want a tiny bit. Whoop. Let me see if I cut through here. I might not. Wow, I couldn't do that again if I tried. Cut off such a small amount. I didn't even cut all the way through. Let me just cut to the... Okay. Let's continue. Okay, let's see if I can finish that off with this. Don't want to, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't. Don't do that, Jill. Let's just go about it the way we're supposed to. And I used to have a longer scissors, but I probably cut something I shouldn't have with it, and now I don't have it anymore. Oop, there we go. All right, flip it over, do it over here. Don't worry, we always have to trim. Oh, this one I got, and that's exactly why we're gonna have to trim. Because we're folding here, then we're folding here. This gets glued. So this gets glued down. But I don't want to glue it down till we're done folding. Also, cut that out. Also, inking. It's gonna flip like that. So you're gonna want this inked. Same with this side. Oh, let me just, it's being fiddly. It's being fiddly. Why is it being fiddly? Because it's late at night. That is why. Okay. But that is all right, because we are going to most likely have to, whoop, we just don't want to rip this. That's our thing. So this is, it's going to be like this, okay? And because we're folding all of cardstock, that is where it starts to come unlined with each other, and you have to end up trimming it a little here or there. Sometimes it lines up better than others, and I don't know why it's all the same cardstock, but it is what it is, so just nip it where we need to. And fold it where we need to. Let's open it again. Just gonna, but before, yeah. I don't know if it's off on the, no, it's probably not off on the bottom. Probably is not. So you just want to fold it back and forth, get it a little used to being bent and folded, so that when you ink it, it takes the ink nice. I would say with this, that's probably one of the harder parts, is inking it. Because it's pretty much inking. And stamping, if you want to stamp, you do not have to. You really don't. I'm gonna get out my inking mat. And I want something dark, so I'm gonna go with ground espresso. And just gonna ink. And remember, I'm gonna be stamping over this, so but I still want it inked. So this is more. This is more just to take up a little bit of space of what's going to be in between the stamps. You don't have to. Where's mine again? This one I picked, and it's pretty full, but the stamp you may choose to use might not be quite so full, and you're going to want something on the ends. And it is a lot of inking because you have to do both sides. So I'm going to pause and ink and just to ink it all up, and then I'll be back. That might be the best, so you're not stuck watching me ink. Okay, I'm done inking all the way around it. No, it doesn't look like much now, but we will take care of that. Trust the process. Okay, so here's where I want to add on. So I got a second file folder, and I only want this side of it. So I'm actually going to cut it off I'm going to cut off the bottom so that I have this side. But I don't want to cut off, I just again want to do the sliver. So this time I thought I'd bring in the hopefully the better troops than just my scissors. But we'll see, right? Okay, let's. Did I abuse this poor thing? Oh my goodness. Let's see. All right, now we know. Okay, so I'm gonna put that back, and we didn't glue that yet. I want to put this back here, and I want it to be pretty much matched up. You don't have to match them up. That's just how mine is working out. So let me put that aside, and I'll put this aside for now. So this new part is going to sort of match up, and I want it to match up there, which means I'm going to have a pocket back here. So I don't want to glue this on until after I get my paper here, then, and probably my paper there. But I do want to see how it's going to fit. So it's going to pretty much match up like that. I'm going to score it here, and then I'll probably, it's going to fold in. So I'm not going to use this whole thing. I'll probably just only use that much. That's probably what I'm going to do. So I wanted to mark where I actually wanted to score it, because I do want to get this piece cut and inked, everything like that. So I'm going to mark it where I'm going to score it. That's where I'm scoring it. All right, let's see. Bring in the big scoreboard. Put it, again, it doesn't matter what number you put it at. We just know where we want to score. We're going to score. I'll score a couple times. And now I can kind of, no, I'm gonna leave it flat. Gonna leave it flat. Okay, so now I know I have to score, ink all around that, and then I want to cut this a tad shorter than, no, actually it wouldn't have to be, but I guess if I don't want that in it, let's pull this back in. Whoops. So this part here is going to be like this. This part here is going to fold in like this. Now I can actually come all the way over if I want it mostly over. Don't know if I just want to make that a huge pocket or decisions. All right, well, there's the score mark, so I can actually cut it. I can cut it to here, and I think, hope I'm not making a little mistake and regret cutting it, but it is what it is. So I'm just gonna if I regret it, I'll be taping that back on. Okay, now I have to find my inking mat, which slid away, and just going to get my roller here and just sort of give that a little help. And I'm going to, okay, I don't have to ink in here because that's going to be the inside of the pocket, but I do have to ink all out here. And again, I'm going to be stamping over all this, so it doesn't have to be super fancy or anything like that. We're just and maybe you don't even want to ink on yours. That would be fine. You do to yours what you want on your folio. I guess it's more of a folio. Okay, this is just where we scored, so just gonna cover that up. Let me just see now? So that would be like that. So we have to because we're gonna let this is gonna be opening and closing. So we definitely want this inked here. We're going to be seeing that. Ink it here. Did I just ink the wrong one? I did. Mint here. Because we're going to be seeing all this. I'm not sure if I'm going to leave that like that. I'll probably not. Not sure exactly what to do. If I just want to... What happens if I just put a little round on it? Just a tiny bit. Whoop. I can always go bigger round. I don't even know if that's a thing. Bigger round. Okay. All right. So this will be on the outside. Okay, still gonna do there. So it will be like that. This will be a pocket. So that'll be glued. Then all this has to get inked. Just this side. This is going to be so much fun to come up with all kinds of ways to decorate the inside, flip some flaps in. Okay, I think we all right. Again, until I put paper here, I don't want to glue that, but it will be like that, which will be pretty nice. Whoop. So I guess I'll leave it flat. If I don't want to put a half moon cut in there. You can if you want to mark it as a definite pocket, but I'm not gonna. Okay, I'm happy with that. All I have to do is go through my stamps, and that will be your homework as well. Decide if you want to ink. Even if you don't ink the edges, you may want to go through and pick a stamp. I do like, throwing things on the floor. I do like this stamp. I think it's regal. It's regal. But you know what? Before I let you go, we are going to glue this down. That way it stops giving us grief. Let's glue that down, because that is a harder thing to, I mean, it's not hard to glue down, but what makes it hard is we're trying to fit the same amount of material inside the spine as what is outside, and that normally doesn't go quite as well. So it's going to want to kind of buckle a little bit. We can manipulate it and make it happen, and that's what we are going to do. but then I like it to dry. So if we do it now, then it can dry overnight, and that's what we want. So now, before I think on one of my others I did, you can put an extra piece in here. You will be surprised when you put glue in between these two when they harden up. They really do harden up. Which, okay, so this is the smaller. So you want to put glue on the smaller side. Like that. Wow, that glue looks really yellow on there. Okay, and we want to, don't be skimpy with the glue. Get it in there. Okay, now here's where it does take manipulating, because we are trying to fit the same amount of cardstock inside. And that does take a little bit of manipulating. So you really kind of want to make sure you're mushing it down in there from both directions. Getting it down the center. And leaving it to dry overnight. Or at least, you know, a little bit. If you have a little bit of a bone fold or something, you can really get in there. See? See, you can make it happen. Just like to really make sure. Use the round end of the bone folder in there. Sorry if I keep having to flip this around. Okay, so there it is. I don't want to manipulate it too much until it's really glued. So there it is, ready to harden overnight. So yay. I think and then tomorrow come back, have yours ready like mine to be stamped. So pick out a stamp, and then we'll start with the paper. Just gonna get rid of this. We will start picking our paper. I'm so excited. Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait. I can't wait. I think this is the one I want for the front, because I just love that bird. So I've already picked that for the very front. That's as far as I got. I want that. So, all right. You may have to rewatch this a time or two, especially with adding the back piece. I hope it wasn't too confusing, but if I was unclear or you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I always answer my comments. And I will definitely link this kit. Again, it's line.arrow. Her Etsy shop is also line.arrow. I'm going to link the kit. I'm going to link her Etsy shop. Page through her Etsy shop, because even if you don't want something almost burgundy, red velvety, you may want something much more spring or summer flowery, or something that tickles your fancy. She's got it for sure. So take a good long look. Also, well, anything I can link, I'll link. Anything I can think of, I will link. Other than that, stay creative and hugs.